New Jersey, what's up my people? In this video, we're going to go over some questions, answers, and explanations that you're going to see on your New Jersey real estate exam. Some of these are national questions, some of these are state specific for New Jersey. If you've got any other questions that maybe I missed and didn't cover in this video, be sure to let me know below and I can add them to the next video. If you want to follow along with what we're doing here, check the link below and you can take these practice questions and tests for free. If you like this video, if you're getting any kind of value out of this video, all I ask you to do is to like it and subscribe it so I know that I should spend my time making more videos like this. If you guys get any questions, hit me up. Ciao.
1. Hector and Maria Hernandez have paid a total of $10,500 in mortgage interest and $1,500 in property taxes in this tax year. If they are in the 28% tax bracket, their tax savings is A. $12,000, B. $294, C. $1,000, D. $3,360. The correct answer is D. The taxpayer is permitted to deduct $12,000 from earned income. At the 28% tax rate, the savings would be $3,360, $10,500 plus $1,500, x 0.28 equals $3,360. 2. In the income approach, all of the following are considered when calculating net operating income except A. Real estate taxes, B. Management fees, C. Debt service, D. Utilities. The correct answer is C. Debt service, mortgage payments of principal and interest, is not included in calculating net operating income. Management fees, real estate taxes, cost of utilities, insurance, and other costs to maintain the property are all considered in determining a property's operating expenses. 3. The correct formula for estimating value using the cost approach is A. Cost to reproduce plus depreciation, value of land equals value. B. Depreciation plus value of land, cost to reproduce equals value. C. Cost to reproduce, depreciation plus value of land equals value. D. Value of land plus cost to reproduce plus depreciation equals value. The correct answer is C. The formula is, cost to reproduce, depreciation plus value of land equals value. 4. It is necessary to calculate a dollar value for depreciation when using which of the following? A. Gross rent multipliers, B. The income approach to value, C. The cost approach to value, D. The sales comparison approach to value. The correct answer is C. One of the components of the cost approach is the calculation of depreciation caused by wear and tear, functionality of items, or outside influences. The calculation is not used in the sales comparison or income approaches to value. A gross rent multiplier is used in the income approach to value for 1 to 4 residential rental properties. 5. The intersection of a range and a tier is called A. An acre, B. A plot, C. A section, D. A township. The correct answer is D. A geographic township is the overlapping of a specific tier and range. It's identified as a combination of the each, such as 2RW, 2TN. 6. A broker enters into an open listing with a seller but fails to give a copy of the listing contract to the owner and also fails to include a termination date. The broker then presents an offer which is accepted. A. The exclusion of a termination date does not matter. B. The exclusion of a termination date does not matter and the broker is entitled to the stated commission. C. The broker is entitled to the stated commission. D. The broker is entitled to nothing. The correct answer is A. Unlike an exclusive listing, an open listing need not contain a definite termination date. The listing terminates after a reasonable time, usually whatever is customary in the community. Open listings are automatically cancelled by the sale. It is not necessary for the broker to give the owner a copy of the open listing at the time of signing. 7. If during negotiations one party crosses out or alters any wording in a contract. A. The party who didn't make the changes or omissions becomes responsible for the deal. B. Each party must initial the change in the margin for it to be valid. C. The whole contract becomes void. D. The document must be retyped. The correct answer is B. Any changes should be initialed by the person making the change and the person accepting it. 8. Efforts to increase home ownership include all the following except A. Requiring lower down payments. B. Offering adjustable rate mortgages. C. Penalizing first-time homebuyers for using funds from IRAs. D. Lowering closing costs for first-time homebuyers. The correct answer is C. If you hamper people's access to money, it would not be in their best interest to use the money to buy a home. 9. A tenant verbally agrees to lease a house for 6 months. The following month, the tenant notifies the owner that he has found a more desirable unit and will be moving out. The contract is A. Unenforceable. B. Enforceable. C. Invalid since it was not in writing. D. Void. The correct answer is B. Oral leases for a period not exceeding 1 year are generally valid and enforceable. 10. An individual's right to inspect her file at a credit bureau is included in A. The Truth in Lending Act. B. The Equal Credit Opportunity Act. C. Regulation Z. D. The Fair Credit Reporting Act. The correct answer is D. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, is a federal law that details how consumer credit information can be collected, given out, and used. Under the FCRA, consumers have a right to view the information in their credit file and to dispute inaccurate information. 11. Homeowners may deduct all the following expenses when preparing their income tax return except A. Real estate taxes, B. Mortgage interest on a first home, C. Mortgage interest on a second home, D. Mortgage interest on a third home. The correct answer is D. A homeowner's third home is not subject to any benefits from the tax laws. Note, that is a third home owned concurrently, not consecutively. For example, I own homes in Indiana, Florida, and California at the same time, concurrently, so the third home gets no tax breaks. But if I owned a home in Indiana, sold it, bought a home in Florida, sold it, then bought a third home in California, it would be eligible for a tax break because I did not own them all at the same time. 12. That portion of the value of an owner's property that exceeds the amount of their mortgage debt is called A. Equality. B. Escrow. C. Surplus. D. Equity. The correct answer is D. The difference between the value of a property and the loan amount is called equity. For example, if I have a house worth $100,000 but owe only $75,000, I have $25,000 in equity. 13. The primary survey line running north and south is any area described by the rectangular survey system as its A. Township line. B. Baseline. C. Range line. D. Principal meridian. The correct answer is D. A principal meridian is the basis or the rectangular survey method. It runs north and south. 14. The investor who sells a property on an installment sale basis A. Is taxed on that part of the gain received in each year's installment payments. B. Is taxed on all of the gain in the year the property is sold. C. Gives the buyer the privilege of deferring all the federal income tax liability. D. Gives the buyer all the federal income tax liability. The correct answer is A. The answer is taxed on that part of the gain received in each year's installment payments. The idea of an installment sale is to spread the tax liability out over the years of the installment sale. The taxpayer pays taxes only on the portion received in each taxable year. 15. One of the main differences between real and personal property is that real property A. Is immovable. B. Can be held in joint tenancy. C. Is subject to depreciation over a period of time. D. Can be willed. The correct answer is A. Real property is usually immovable and would include a bearing wall, minerals, and stock in a mutual water company. 16. Which of the following best describes an option? A. Requires the optionee to complete the purchase. B. Gives the buyer a lien on the property. C. Keeps an offer open for a specified period of time. D. Results in a commission to the broker if the optionee does not exercise the option. The correct answer is C. An option is a contract to keep an offer to sell or lease real property open for a set period of time. A real-life example of an option being used is a prospective of property to build an apartment complex, but the property is only zoned to allow for single-family homes. The prospective buyer can lock up the property for a period of time while he works with city officials to get the zoning changed. If the zoning change does not occur, he is not obligated to buy the property, however he may lose an option fee. 17. Ted borrowed $40,000 from a bank to purchase a lot. He paid 4 points to get the loan. The loan contained a 4% prepayment penalty. His monthly payment was $160, including interest at 8% per year. 5 years later, John sold this real estate and paid off the loan. If the loan had an average loan balance of $38,500 during the 5 years Ted owned the property, what was the bank's gross profit on this loan? A. $18,600. B. $7,248. C. $8,600. D. $9,999. The correct answer is A. $40,000 by 4% equals $1,600 points. $40,000 by 4% equals $1,600 prepayment penalty. $38,500 by 8% equals $3,080 interest per year. $3,080 by 5 years equals $15,400. $1,600 plus $1,600 plus $15,400 equals $18,600 gross profit by bank. 18. Higher wage levels are considered within what characteristic of value? A. Supply. B. Neither supply or demand. C. Demand. D. Both supply and demand. The correct answer is C. If people get paid more, they spend more, creating a larger demand for products and services. 19. A broker has listed Mr. Applegate's property under a net listing. He also has an option to purchase the property within 30 days. If after 27 days, the broker decides to buy the property, he must A. Disclose all material facts known to him and to the seller. B. Disclose any profit he might make. C. All are correct. D. Inform the seller of any additional offers on the property. The correct answer is C. If a broker employed to sell property is also given an option to purchase the property himself, he occupies the dual status of agent and purchaser, and he is not entitled to exercise his option except by divesting himself of his obligation as agent by making a full disclosure of all material facts known to him. The broker must also inform the principal of the amount of profit the broker will make, and obtain written consent from the principal approving the amount of such profit before the broker may exercise the option. 20. The income approach uses A. Depreciation rate. B. Equalization factor. C. Appreciation multiplier. D. Capitalization rate. The correct answer is D. The cap rate is the only factor, from the choices available, used in income property valuation. Other potential factors could be the GRM or the gross income multiplier, GIM. 21. The Rose family owns a home in a semi-rural area, which is about 5 years old. Recently announced plans for a new regional airport will place their home directly in line with the main runway ending 1 mile before their home. If the airport is constructed, will this diminish the value of the Rose home? A. Yes. because of economic obsolescence. B. No, because noise from aircraft passing overhead is not recognized as affecting property values. C. No, because value would increase due to the location close to the airport. D. Yes, because of functional obsolescence. The correct answer is A. Economic obsolescence occurs when factors unrelated to the property itself and outside of the owner's control diminish its value. A quick way to judge whether or not a property has become economically obsolete is to analyze whether, under the new circumstances, the location would still be chosen as a home site and, if yes, at what value compared with the current property. 22. A safety clause is found in A. Lease. B. Loan broker's statement. C. Listing agreement. D. Deposit receipt. The correct answer is B. A protection period clause, safety clause, in a listing will allow a broker to collect a commission for a specified period of time after the term of the listing has expired. It is a designated period of time to close deals with prospects that the licensee has been working with during the term of the listing. This is not a time to find a new prospect. They must put the name of the prospects in writing at the end of the listing period in order to earn a commission during the protection period clause. 23. Which of the following would be an example of economic obsolescence? A. Out-of-date design of the rooms. B. Oversupply of like properties. C. Leaky roof. D. An old heating system. The correct answer is B. Obsolescence is a cause of depreciation that can occur because of factors extraneous to the property. An oversupply of similar properties, or detrimental zoning changes would be an example of economic obsolescence. 24. With the exception of court-ordered sales, the amount of earnest money to be deposited by a prospective buyer is determined by the A. State real property law. B. Listing broker. C. Agreement between the seller and the buyer. D. Local real estate association. The correct is C. Earnest money is a deposit given to the seller to show that a prospective buyer is serious about buying the house. 25. Lynn sold a home for $27,000. She made a 15% profit. What did the home cost? A. $18,333. B. $20,000. C. $20,833.33. D. $23,478. The correct answer is D. $27,000 divided by 115% equals $23,478.